everyone, and welcome to another episode of Canned Air, your tribute to pop culture. I am Jeremy Colley.
I'm Jack Dort.
And I'm Randy Hardenbrook.
And returning to the show today, a good friend of the show, actor-writer who you might know best as Zordon from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, we welcome back David J. Fielding. David, thank you for being here, sir.
Thank you for having me. Glad to be here.
Always great to have you here when we talk about this kind of stuff. I mean, that's how I think we all hit it off with you originally, was talking about comic books and comic movies.
Yeah.
So it seems to be the thing. When we're doing this, we got to get David involved. So thank you for being here. I do want to warn everybody that we are going to be talking spoilers. Now, mind you, most of these movies have been out almost a year, but all the same, if you haven't seen them, you don't want to be spoiled. I'm sure in the video, you know how you can like put your cursor over the time or the time bar and you can see what topics are being talked about, like the chapters in a video.
Yeah.
So do that. You can skip over any movie you don't want spoiled. But
at least you're listening to this on a podcast app, and tough shit.
Well,
let's hit that 10-second fast forward.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. There's the 10 to 15 second skip. I think now there's a 30-second skip, so you can easily just skip over commercials, and Canned Air won't get paid. Good on you, iTunes. But anyway, all right. So, we're mainly going to be talking about, I think, Captain America, Brave New World, Thunderbolts, Superman, and Fantastic Four. But, you know, obviously we're going to
that would actually be a good use of AI. Have AI watch all the commercials. That would work for me. That way you guys still get paid and we don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Just AI bots just sitting around playing our commercials all the time.
Yeah.
Evergreen would know some shit's up so quick. Like, wait, these guys are actually making good money now. But anyway, so let's kick it off then with Captain America, Brave New World. I think that came out, February, guys?
Yeah, that was the first one.
Yeah.
The first big one that came out, yeah.
Yeah, so where do we start? David, you want to kick us off? What were your opinions on the film?
I thought it was... I was hoping for more from it than what actually happened. I kind of feel like Sam kind of got the short end of the stick as far as like his tenure as Cap. Because it really felt like it should have been the second movie in a trilogy.
Yeah.
And I know that, you know, they went into Sam's stuff with the Disney series Winter Soldier, you know, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or whatever that was called.
Yeah.
And, you know, the struggles that he had with picking up the shield and learning how to use it and all that kind of stuff. And we'll get into this discussion later with Fantastic Four, too. As far as like the overall story, it was fine. It was engaging. It was, but I really felt like it was lacking a lot of the punch of the first three phases of the MCU. It didn't really quite live up to that kind of thing, and it really kind of felt like a filler movie for me. But I didn't have any problem with any of the performances. I didn't have a problem with the action sequences. Harrison Ford was great as Thunderbolt Ross, and the Red Hulk was really cool. You know, I just walked away from it and then didn't think about it ever again. And I, you know, watched it again on Disney Plus, and the same thing. It was fine. I spent another 2 hours watching it, and then I completely forgot all about it.
That's just exactly
That's pretty much, yeah.
That last line was perfect, because the exact same thing. The next day, I'm typically thinking about these films, like cool parts or things that I wish I would have been paying more attention to. There was nothing the next day after this. Like even the ride home, it's like, shit, did I put laundry in? You know,
well, the whole movie the movie starts out like this, and then it just keeps going like that. There was really nothing.
I think the whole reason behind that is that it was just a way for them to introduce adamantium, hinting at the arrival of the X-Men, and a way to sort of like going, oh, don't forget, we haven't forgot about that Eternal that's, you know,
yeah.
It turned to stone in the middle of the frickin' ocean out there. It was just sort of like this, we need to desperately pull these little threads together for something bigger down the road. I don't know. That's why I felt like it was a middle movie of something, a bigger story that didn't get rolled out.
It seemed like that, and that they're also trying to like really push down your throat that, you know, he's just as good a Captain America for not having powers. You know what I mean? I felt like that message was said in the film quite a bit on top of, you know, you just supposed to being able to feel that. But, which I don't think we need that. I think everybody was okay with Sam, you know, being Captain America. I really like the character. I think he's really cool. But my problem with this film is the same problem from Winter Soldier and Falcon was, you know, we all go out on a fucking limb with these movies. We ignore a huge amount of physics that just don't exist in these films, you know. We roll with it. And, you know, some of it you can explain away. Oh, okay, Stark Tech, this or that. But with Sam's Captain America, it just goes to a new level that it's just really hard for me to ignore. And in this film, like, it just opens up with him coming in, like, flying straight at the ground, breaking the sound barrier, mind you, and then just landing on his feet. Like, no, that's not how it works. I don't care if you're wearing Wakandan tech. And then on the White House roof, when he's fighting the Red Hulk, there's a chopper coming in. Hulk grabs a flagpole and swings this thing as hard as he can. And Sam's just like, dink, not. He just caught it.
So he had thrusters.
I don't give a fuck. He would be smashed between the thrusters and the pole. Like, that's how it works, you know? Like,
it's a Hulk. He'd have disintegrated him with it.
But I think just that in itself kind of goes against the, you know, even a normal guy can be Captain America. Well, then make him have normal guy powers, you know? Not, I'm getting mad.
Well, if you think about like the first Avengers movie, like the Hulk, like before he transformed, like at the final scene, like he was almost like this huge, like super villain that everybody was scared of. And like, there's no, it's just, I guess it's my same issue with like She-Hulk. It's like they've like watered down the Hulk transformation so much that it doesn't really have like a lot of gravitas anymore. It's just.
No, it doesn't. It was still exciting to see Red Hulk, though, because that was something new. Still a Hulk, but something different. But you're absolutely right about that. And rumors I've been hearing, who knows if it's true, because all these rumors that you see on YouTube or on the trash news, half of them don't come true. But, you know, it's said that Hulk is going to be in the Spider-Man Brand New Day. And rumors are that it's going to be Savage Hulk, that they're not only bringing him back to really mad, but really, really mad. So we'll see. That'd be cool. I hope so, because I did not like Professor Hulk, you know? I mean, I liked him. Don't get me wrong, but...
I like pissed off, raging, angry Hulk. That gets mad and tears stuff up,
I see why they had
that that he was able to, like they did in the cartoons where he was me mad type of thing, where he could talk, but the Professor Hulk thing was a little too, I don't know.
There is a sort of Godzilla quality to the Hulk character where we haven't really seen the limits of Banner's rage, right? And it's been implied or it's been shown in the comic books that the madder he gets, the bigger he gets.
Yeah. That's what I loved in Hulk, the first Hulk movie.
You know,
that movie did get that right, yes.
Yeah, I mean, we have yet to see the 18-foot tall behemoth that the Hulk is supposed to become, you know. So who knows? I mean, it's a tough character to write because, well, I guess most of these characters are tough to write because it's like, how boring is it that Cap is always good? How boring is it that the Hulk is always mad? You know, it's like, how do you make that different? How do you make that stand out? You know, thankfully we're not in a position we have to worry about that. We can just sort of like riff on it or whatever. But
I would say, you know, with Thunderbolts introducing Sentry and then them talking about Savage Hulk coming back in Brand New Day, like it'd be so cool to work toward like a World War Hulk, like as the big third movie, you know what I mean? But they've already done so many things that have well, one, there was Ragnarok where he's already off world being a gladiator, so that I think is probably as close to Planet Hulk as we'll ever get. But then at the end of She-Hulk, he's just like shows up at a picnic. And he's like, "Oh yeah, here's my adult alien son." You know, like the fuck, like what? And so
Here is Derpy Hulk.
that implies that he
mean,
already went off world and had a child.
I'm all for the teasers. I'm all for the Easter eggs. I'm all for that stuff. It's great because that I think is what really propelled the MCU into the hearts and minds of all of the fans, because it was the first movie that acknowledged that, oh, all of these people exist at the same time.
Yeah.
Because before that it was just Spider-Man existed in his own world, Superman existed in his own world, Batman. But yeah, I mean, and to go back to what you were talking about, the physics of Sam as Captain America. I mean, yeah, I agree. It would have been better to see him deal with that problem in a way where he got out of the way and didn't,
Yes.
grab it and hold on to it. And it's great that he has this suit that allows him to do these concussive bursts and stuff like that, that they can cut all the way through a car. It's fantastic because Sam is just a regular guy. And I think they make the statement a couple of times. It's like, man, I should have taken that formula. I should have taken it. And that is a conversation that will probably lead into Thunderbolts. But yeah, I mean, I think they could have done a lot more with Sam being the thinking superhero, where he's like, if he's going to do this, I'm going to do that. Very strategic, very tactical, especially given his military background. He should have been able to have some sort of contingency to deal with how hard the Red Hulk was going to punch him. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I agree. But, I mean, you're looking at studios that are throwing money at the wall and coming up with special effects that they think the audience are going to be wowed by. So are you going to be the guy to make the call how that works? I don't know.
Like nanotech.
I mean, looking
helmets.
at some of the choices that have been made, I'll take that on. I'll take that shit on any day. I think I could do better. I do sometimes, but it just seems like an odd villain to give a Captain America with no powers, a fucking Hulk. Like everything, like they just took it to the max level,
Well, especially since the series introduced Zemo, and Zemo was like this cool, badass, kind of almost anti-hero. And that was my whole issue with this movie too, is I love Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Like, I watched it multiple times. I think the whole buddy cop kind of vibe they had going was great, like character development
kind of thing.
Yeah, and then they split off, which I get. He has Bucky has his own thing going on in Thunderbolts, and Sam's got his own thing with this. But it just feels like they just kind of just took that whole series and just, with the exception
I would have really liked to have seen them do what they did in the comic books, where Cap and the Falcon, they fought all of these street level dudes. They took on Hydra, they took on AIM, and they took on all of these guys that were sort of like regular guys like them. They weren't, fighting these big super battles. They weren't going to space. They weren't doing any of that stuff. So to see the conspiracy of, oh gosh, I can't remember the character's name. He was part of the Serpent Society. He was the head of the Serpent Society. What was the character?
Was it Copperhead or no?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's the guy, that should have been organizing this big sort of assassination plot on Thunderbolt. And that's the lead up to the third act, where they actually try to do the assassination. That transforms the president into the Red Hulk, but the Serpent Society has a big behemoth of their own. So while the Red Hulk is fighting that behemoth, Cap and the Falcon are trying to take down the Serpent Society, which is just a bunch of regular dudes. Because one of my favorite scenes out of all the MCU is when Cap in the Winter Soldier drops out of the helicopter and takes out all the guys on the aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
It's just him, moving like Cap does, taking guys out one at a time. Bam, 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 bam. And that's like, let's see more of that. Let's see more of the good cop doing what the good cop is supposed to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Well, in those movies, especially Winter Soldier, they're spy thrillers. You know what I mean? They're kind of like James Bond films in some kind of a way, but just more action packed. You were at the edge of your fucking seat watching them.
That's where I thought they were going to go with Sam as Cap, because the first teasers set it up as sort of like this, oh, it's going to be another Winter Soldier type thriller. It wasn't going to be a punch 'em up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Wasn't going to be so tongue in cheek like that you were going to get thrown a curveball at some point.
The only little spot of Bucky you got was him making his little quick appearance to say, "Yeah, you're a pretty good guy. Well, I got to get back to work."
Disney
that
didn't
was
want to
it.
pay
They
him too much because he was probably already filming Thunderbolts at the time.
No, they should have kept him, like with Falcon and the Winter Soldier as a sidekick, just like they had Natasha.
Oh, I agree.
The Winter Soldier. Yeah. She was there the whole time.
That was another dumb thing too that I'm just thinking about is that like there's just all of a sudden this another what was it, Umbrella Room or Red Room agent, like a D-list Black Widow just happens to be there. It's like, come on, man. Like it just takes shine off of Black Widow when they do that stuff, right? It's like, the Hulk is supposed to be like this anomaly, a science anomaly. But then in She-Hulk, it's just like, oh, well, we can just take my blood and put it in you, and then I'll take my blood and this guy can put it in him, and then you just have fucking
We
Hulks
can all
everywhere.
be Hulks.
Right.
Yeah.
It takes shine off of that.
I was really expecting, more from the leader. That character.
Yes.
I think they wasted the leader. I mean, there was
Absolutely.
that sort of like conspiracy thing happening, but it was also shadowy and mysterious, and it ended up being just like, oh, I manipulated people.
Yeah.
Or that would have been perfect for a Zemo part where he's still in prison, but he's like pulling the strings behind the scenes. Like,
I get why they didn't do Zemo, because then he would have been, he was the big bad in the last Captain America. So to have him be the big bad in this one too, they probably want to throw
Well, they
else.
kind of redeemed him in the series. He became like, the ultra hip dancing guy.
yeah.
Didn't he escape
see him
though?
with the purple mask in that, so that was cool. So.
He escaped in that, right? He didn't go back to jail. He escaped before they could capture him again.
No, I think he went back to jail at the end of the series, but his butler took out the rest of the.
I can't recall.
Because I want to say there was a scene at the end. You're talking about the series, right?
Yes.
I want to say there was a scene at the end where he's like in prison, but he's watching like a newscast of like the rest of the flag smashers getting like obliterated, and it cuts to like his butler, like with a remote or something. I think maybe I'll
have to rewatch. I've been wanting to rewatch it too. That series has a lot of stuff to skip over for me at points. I don't know. Carly annoys me. That character really annoys me. But anyway, I digress. Other than that, there were some. I don't want to harp on this, and maybe I'm not alone. Maybe I am. But I think like when they write for Sam, and I think for Rhodey too. Like the writing is just so like overly aggressive and just kind of corny at times. Like when that same scene when he like sonic booms into that courtyard and just lands on his feet and he just stands there in his hero pose and he's like, wait for it. It's like, come on, man. It's so fucking cheesy. Or like at the end of Endgame when, Cap goes through the quantum thing to return the stones. And he's like, returning in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and he's not there. He's like, where is he? He's like, I don't know. He blew past his timestamp. Well, get him back. Get him the hell back. Just like immediately just up his ass. Like, dude, like I'm trying. I want the same thing you have, Go ahead.
I think a lot of that is just Anthony Mackie's acting style. Because like I'm going through and rewatching Altered Carbon. I don't know if you guys remember that series, but I
watched the first season, but not the second one.
And that's the one I'm watching. I finished up the first. I'm rewatching the second, and I can see a lot of like similarities to how he portrays Kovac versus how he portrays Sam. Like there's kind of that stoic, like 0 to 100, like that.
But I don't think Anthony Mackie is taking good writing and then having his acting make it sound corny. You know what I mean? I just don't think he's given probably a great script because he's a great actor. And so is Rhodey. What's his name? I can never remember his name.
John Cheadle.
John Cheadle. Thank you. I don't know. I felt like his writing has always kind of been the same in those films. Like just very kind of very corny. Like always kind of makes you like roll your eyes a little bit. But maybe that's just me.
Wasn't he like a major badass? Well, no, sorry, that was Rhodey. Never mind.
I would say I expect it from Rhodey, but not so much Falcon.
Yeah, like when Vision in Ultron was like, what was it? Well, they're like, "Are you on our side or are you on our side?" He's like, I'm afraid it's not that simple." Like he stands up like the most likely to get his ass kicked in the room by Vision and just starts talking shit. Well, it better get real simple, real fucking quick. Like, what? Like, calm down,
what
man.
are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? Yeah, exactly. Like Thor might have a chance, but the rest of them are fucked. I don't know. It always bugs me, but I feel like I'm alone on this. So let's move on. Unless anybody else had anything else on Captain America: Brave New World.
One thing for me was the fight scenes. I know they're not scripted, but they're what's the word? Choreographed. But a lot of the stuff just seems like you say, okay, he's going to punch that guy. You immediately know that someone's behind him is throwing a punch, and then he was going to grab it and flip him over. I don't know. A lot of it just seems too
Predictable choreography. You're
way
saying?
too predictable. Yeah, that was the one bad thing for it. And I remember telling my sister that, and she was like, "Well, you have to understand, Cap doesn't have any powers. He's just a regular guy. So of course their fights aren't going to look as tough or so." I'm like, "Shut up! You don't know what you're talking about."
She really doesn't.
No, she doesn't really.
I don't know. He whines about not having powers, but he's catching cars and pushing them back on roofs. He's catching flagpoles being swung by a Hulk. Kind of seems like the dude has
seriously.
powers. Like, what the fuck?
Well,
Quit your
I think
bitching.
again, I think that's a storytelling choice that they kind of glossed over, because there should be some shot of Sam taking a moment to recover from something like that, because he's not strong.
Yeah.
You know, and there needs to be a moment where he's like, "Holy shit, I got to get out of here." But
Yeah.
Well,
What you're not realizing is that the Wakandan tech soaked up all the impact, David. That's what happened. So,
yeah.
well, again, that's really cool and very visually awesome. But
that's what I'm saying too. It's just like, you're right. Like it would have been cooler to see him evade that. It's like stop it a different way other than just catch it, like with his hands and chest. Like I think I was audible in the theater. Like what?
That's what I really enjoyed about the Winter Soldier movie, because Sam can fly the shit out of those wings. That's what Sam does. Sam is, and he has. His character all comes down to the line that he says in the Winter Soldier. He's like, "I'm just like Cap. I just do everything slower."
Mm-hmm.
That's his whole personality. But when he has the wings on, he's the man. He can do whatever. And I wish they would have done more with that, other than just doing these. I'm gonna outfly an F-15 jet because I've got these supersonic Wakanda jets onto my wing pack or whatever.
I can do this cool slicing move that cuts jets in half.
Yeah, that was such bullshit.
I'm always more of a bigger fan of the street level guys, Daredevil and all those guys, and I wish they would have done more with that. And that's kind of what I liked about the Thunderbolts, but we'll get into that.
Yeah, I'm very excited for Brand New Day because it seems like he's somewhat coming back down to street level Spider-Man, and with Daredevil being in the mix and talks of a new Punisher series coming out, I would love to see them all together on the big screen in some capacity, going up against Fisk or something. Oh, it'd be awesome. Anyway, Thunderbolts. David, let's start with you again. Let's talk about your opinions of the film, because I mean, me and Jack went and saw it together. I think we've talked about it a few times. Have you seen this one, Randy?
I've seen parts of it. I got to finish it up, but
I've been kind of bummed out by a lot of the MCU offerings since Shang-Chi. None of them have really sort of like grabbed me. Black Widow was okay, I guess, but Thunderbolts really, I thought, was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed Thunderbolts, and a lot of that is because of Yelena. I just love that character. Her turn in the Hawkeye series and the way that Florence Pugh plays her is just, I think, so pitch perfect, and I love her to death. And I just really enjoy how she deals with the world and how she gets through these things, and how she can be this kick-ass Black Widow character, but is also so emotionally fucked up that she's got problems. And I thought the story was coherent. I thought all of the characters fit together really well. I enjoyed all the little stupid little humor bits. And again, it was like, why are these guys fighting the Sentry? That should be the Hulk versus the Sentry kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's the power level. Again, it's like they do this thing where they get low powered guys to go against these really big powered guys, and it's like that's supposed to be dramatic tension, and I'm like, I don't think that's the right formula. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because I think maybe, I don't know where it comes from. Maybe it's because there was in Infinity War, it's just Cap holding on to Thanos's glove and, holding him there, and Thanos being really surprised by this regular ass dude is holding me off. How is that possible? And maybe that's one of the reasons why they keep doing this sort of, let's get a low powered guy going toe to toe with one of the big guns and see what happens. And I don't know. I mean, I was not all that familiar with the Sentry character, and I wasn't all that familiar with the Void stuff that they went into, but I really enjoyed the psychological aspect of that, and being able to go into Bob's mind and deal with all of this PTSD stuff was, I think, because on some level, our country is dealing with a lot of PSTD all the time. And so I think that was kind of like the right note to hit. And David Harbour is just a joy as the Red Guardian. He's just
yeah,
idiot. And I really the only thing that I disliked about Thunderbolts was they killed off Taskmaster because it was the easiest way to deal with a character who can better everybody in the room.
Is that why they did that? Because I was very confused. I thought, why would they?
Well, I mean, on
put
one
her
hand,
the poster and
on one hand, it's a character that is kind of one note in a sense, because all they do is mimic what the other guy does. So that can get very boring very fast. And in the comic books, the Taskmaster is much more of a thinking tactician, strategic kind of thing. He's the Taskmaster is sort of like Marvel's answer to what's the character in DC? Deathstroke. Yeah, he's kind of like that. They're two sides of the same coin kind of thing, where he's supposed to be like this really formidable adversary. But the only thing, you can do to show that off is that for him to mimic all of Black Widow's moves or whatever. Yeah. So, but I did enjoy the fight scene in the room where, they did that triple knife flip where it first went to this character, they caught it, and then flipped it off to somebody else, and they caught it.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was a really great way to show how spatially aware these characters are, and how they move a little bit quicker than most people do, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus as Fontaine being this real political pain in the ass.
Love Fontaine.
Love Fontaine.
Get it right, David.
Yeah. But and she was just the perfect choice for that character. So I mean, I had a lot of fun with it, and I've watched it 3 times now, and just have a great time every time I watch it. Yelena burying her head in the sand as Red Guardian's driving up in the limo. Oh no,
that was hilarious. She's like, oh no, no.
I do think that they gave away way too much in the trailers. I really wish that movies would stop giving away all your best jokes in the trailer. Stop giving away all of your best fun little parts in the trailers. It's like, it would have been so much better if we had been in the movie, and when he flips the switch to do the smoke out the back of the limo, the dance lights come on. It would have been a great oh shit, we didn't expect that, but they showed it off in the trailer, and I was like, oh man, come on.
Plus,
That's
I feel like that
like when
kinda-
they do here's the
been-
first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Why do you want to do that? Just you try to rope them to get them to come in? People are gonna go
Exactly.
see it.
That's exactly what they're doing. But I enjoyed the heck out of the film. I did. I feel like I feel like this film not only was, meant to bring in the new Avengers, but also just to bring in the Sentry, kind of like the Captain Marvel film did between Infinity War and Endgame. Like after Infinity War, they're like, oh my God, how are they going to beat this? Then Captain Marvel comes out like, oh, see what you did there. I see what you did.
Yeah.
Slip that powerhouse under the door right before the big movie came out. And of course, she was, one of the big factors to them winning. I think this is, if that's the case with Sentry, if like he is, I would have to imagine Secret Wars is probably where he's going to come in the most handy. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I just think it's a better way of introducing a powerhouse instead of slipping him in really quick right before the big finale. You know what I mean? Really no.
I guess they used him kind of like an intro to that character because with the low level characters, like the Red Guardian's the only one with any kind of strength, and they all went against Sentry, and they didn't stand a chance. He didn't flinch or anything the whole time.
Well, kind of like what you were talking about, complaining about Cap's Wakanda tech on his suit. It's like, I didn't realize that Bucky could flip a car with his arm. I've never seen him do that
yes,
before. And
yes.
it just kind of came out of nowhere, and I'm like, oh, okay. So
I love how he's
that thing
like
down on the ground, and that's
it ripped his arm right off his body.
Right.
I mean,
he locks it in when he does that thing, so
yeah,
kind of like the Henry Cavill going.
Well, I also like how he uses his arm as a complete Kevlar shield. Blocks bullets.
Yeah.
I'm like, how does that work?
Well, what you don't understand, David, is the Wakandans put in this magnetic draw that all the bullets go straight to the arm. So you see, you didn't really think that one out, did you?
Oh. Fantastic.
No, I thought the same thing because he's done that in a few movies where just does that, and it's like, oh, I'm safe now. It's like an elephant hiding behind a tree. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he'd done that and there'd been some sort of like like
a
shield
fin or something that came out,
then I'd be like, oh, okay. But
you're right.
Like Cap's Wakanda gauntlets that he had.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I totally forgot about the whole wrapping the cable around and then putting it in the road. I think the same thing. His arm would have ripped straight off. He'd have been drug along. So,
no, that's Wakanda tech. It resists all physics.
Yeah. Is there anything they don't know?
Mm-mm.
What Wakanda tech plot armor?
That's really all my. I thought the movie was great. Otherwise, I love John Walker. I love that character. I love his flaws. I love that he wants to be good, but he can't help but be a dick. He can't help but, just be who he is. I can relate to this guy.
Yeah.
So
I like him better in this than I did in the Falcon and Winter Soldier. Like he seems a little bit more fleshed out this time around.
I feel like
he's not
Falcon
trying to be
Winter
Captain
Soldier
America anymore.
Falcon Winter Soldier could have been half the series. I think so much of that shit could have been cut out and cut down and been a lot better. I think there was too much of everything. I'm sorry, David. Go ahead.
Oh no, that's fine. I mean, I was just gonna, comment. I mean, the reason that John Walker takes the super soldier former is because he gets his ass kicked, and he can't stand that. He cannot stand being the guy who got put down on his butt. So he takes it for the completely wrong reasons, and that, of course, well, as Erskine says in the first Avenger movie, it magnifies who you are. So, just magnified him into a bigger dick. So, yeah.
Did he take serum?
Yeah.
Did he? Okay, because I don't remember that because there's a lot of times that he was taking punches and getting thrown and stuff, and I'm like, he's not that strong. I thought he was just
no.
guy.
He takes the formula.
Right after his partner was killed, right? Like that was the catalyst.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I do remember
when the Wakandan ladies kick his ass. The Dora Milaje, they trash him, and I think they end up killing his partner or whatever. And that's what he takes the formula right there.
I remember that now. Yeah.
And then he goes out there and uses his shield to cut the guy's head off. So, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I love that scene.
I don't think there's been one Marvel MCU villain that I've been more fearful for than seeing the Sentry or the Void.
Yeah.
He was just straight freaky, and then just seeing the way the people just
yeah
into a shadow.
Effects on that were really cool, and you know, turning Manhattan into a big old shadow was pretty awesome. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Yeah.
And just how his eyes were just like little tiny, barely see twinkles in this, just the mattest of dark black. You know, oh, it was so cool.
such a minimal effect, but it damn well did its job great.
It was like at the end of Thor: Love and Thunder. I wasn't big on that movie, but when Gore gets to eternity. And, you know, whenever you see these beings, especially eternity in the comics, it's just an outline of this being with, you know, you look into it and see space. But to see it like on the screen and like see things moving, I don't know. It's so simple, but it was so awesome to see. I loved it.
Thanks.
The end. I was emphasizing on the simple. Okay.
I just love kind of the subtle nods and tiebacks to the original Avengers. Like I've made a mistake of trying to watch this movie like in the background as I'm working like 4 times, and every time I'm like, okay, I can't do both. I've got to either stop and watch this for work. Unfortunately, work's just won out more than not. But ever since Endgame, I've had issues with kind of the MCU as a whole, just because in the original kind of getting to Endgame, like you'd have all these stories, but they'd come back together in some fashion. Like you'd have kind of like that tying off point of like an Avengers movie. And we haven't really had that since then. We've had all these new characters and divergent storylines and all these loose ends that just aren't tying together. And then finally this kind of ties some threads together, but you kind of get like that kind of payoff with seeing like Yelena's character and like all the stuff Valentina's been doing and all like the, you know, the end credit scenes and stuff. You kind of get that like end point. And I don't know. I mean,
I think you're right, but I think the reason it's taking so long is mainly because of like Jonathan Majors. I think that was his name, who was Kang. You know, they were building up to this whole Kang dynasty, which I was so excited about.
Yeah, there's a number of factors. There's COVID. There was the writers.
Yeah.
There's the Kang thing that kind of like went off the rails or whatever. So yeah,
it's probably better because it would have been a lot to swallow, that whole Kang. I mean, there was so much fucking shit happening. So
well, that's the whole multiverse thing, which it just started getting be too much. Just like Deadpool said, just stop with it.
I enjoyed it. I mean, I know a lot of people bitch about it. I enjoy it. I do, but yeah, maybe wrap that shit up.
I'm not trying to dump on the MCU. It's just, it's nice seeing like you kind of have that tying together point of certain characters and story arcs and seeing how they interact with each other, I guess.
Well, I think that's the difference between from what the MCU started out to be to where it is now. They took their time to introduce and get everybody familiar with these characters before they did the big showcase. Here's Avengers movie. Then we did it again. We took our time. We took slowly, and then here's Avengers: Infinity War and the Endgame movie. So the audience was sort of lulled in or drawn in very slowly, and the payoff was worth it. And now we're seeing like a lot of like, hey, there's this from here, there's this from here, there's this from here. You like this character, right? We'll bring that one in.
Here's Black Knight. Here's
and like Randy says, we haven't had a payoff. There's nothing with them showing this is where it's going. And even with the end tag with the Fantastic Four movie, it's another example of, oh, you're adding another thread. Why? Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I guess we'll trust to see. You have it all coming together. I have no idea.
I'm anxious to see Fantastic Four in the 616. I mean, the movie 616. I don't know. I enjoyed that film quite a bit. Fantastic Four. None of them are without their problems. But I have to backtrack. You were just talking about the end scene to Thunderbolts with the ship coming in. This was my really only gripe with this film. when, it cuts to the credits and then it comes back for the end scene, they've all moved into the Avengers Tower. They're now the new Avengers. Why does this mean we have to get new haircuts? Why does Bucky's hair have to be feathered and flowy now? And why do you have to get a new haircut with a new costume?
That's how Valentina set it up. It's all a show. It's a political front for, making sure that the people are going to work, doing their regular things, keeping the system going. It's all a show. That's why they have to have a new haircut and a new look. Because it's all advertising. It's marketing.
I just hated from February seeing Bucky, Congressman Bucky, looking all dapper and fucking short hair. And then a few months later, he got these flowy flares and shit. It just seemed so corny to me. But I'm always looking for corn. I don't know.
Well, they answered that question with all the montage before they showed up, because you got the newspapers, not my Avengers.
Yeah. This is true.
Red Guardian. I can change it. CZ Avengers. So it's no more copyright.
That was another thing too. They were like, yeah, we got a cease and desist from Sam from Captain America. What kind of terms are they on now? Are they still good buddies, but
Thunderbolt Ross did tell him in the Red Hulk movie that I want you to restart the Avengers. Mm-hmm. That came out long before the Thunderbolts did. So, that seed was planted a long time ago. So does Sam have a leg to stand on as far as we own the Avengers name or whatever?
Yeah.
But
maybe it's setting up a whole West Coast, East Coast Avengers.
That was the great thing in the comics. You had the Avengers, and then you had the West Coast Avengers, and it's oh, great, 2 teams doing 2 things. That's great, fantastic. And nobody cared. Nobody was upset that you had 2 different teams of Avengers. It's just great. Let's go do this.
Yeah.
But
let's see what's happening in California. I'm tired of seeing New York get decimated.
No shit. A change of scenery for a change. Yeah.
Or let's check in on Alpha Flight and see what's going up in Canada.
We'll stick to West Coast and East Coast.
Well, I think you had 3 or 4 actual superhero teams operating out of New York. You had the Fantastic Four, you had the Avengers, you had the Defenders, and you had, who else was there?
I guess Heroes for Hire and Defenders are probably kind of more or less the same.
Doctor Strange.
Right? Yeah. Everybody was based in New York, so.
Yeah. Did Marvel know there was a world outside of Manhattan?
No, Stan Lee and Steve Ditko were just it's out our window. It's right there.
That's one thing I loved in Fantastic Four, when the Surfer comes to town and they have the 2 guys who are supposed to be Jack Kirby and Stan Lee, sitting there writing comics and run to look out the window. That was charming as shit. That whole movie
that's lifted right out of the FF comic book. So yeah.
What is?
That scene, there's a scene of them in a Fantastic Four comic book where they're actually in an office drawing stuff.
No kidding. I
Yeah.
thought it was just a little nice homage, but that was actually in the book. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I did not know that. Do you guys want to talk? Anyone else have anything else on Thunderbolts?
Mm-mm. I enjoyed it more after seeing it the second time.
Same. I did too.
Well, I knew it worked for me because I was thinking about it the day after.
Yeah.
The other ones that I've seen, I watched it, and I'm no, I guess I'll watch it again when it comes to streaming. That was my last thought about it. But when I went home, I was thinking about Thunderbolts quite a bit. So
I love John Walker's shield too, how it's just so all scraped up and it's just that flat gray, and then when it gets bent like a taco, he just keeps using it. What's he going to do? What's he going to do? It's a taco shield now. But I love the film. It kind of makes me want to watch it again, actually.
Yeah, I just hope they keep arriving to events in panel trucks. I think that would be hilarious.
Yeah. All right, Fantastic Four. This movie for me, it was hard for me to find problems. I just watched it again last night before. It just came out on streaming, and loved it the second time around. The aesthetic of it, the scenery, that 60s deco look, I loved it, and never gets old for me.
I think I had a grin on my face the whole movie just because everything about it just kind of tickled me. I guess.
I think the woman who played Sue Storm was perfect. She stole the movie.
Absolutely. Even Johnny Storm, he was really good, better than Chris Evans, I think.
Oh yeah, they were all great. They were all good. Perfect casting. But what about you, David? What about you, Randy? Did you see it, Randy?
That one I have not seen at all yet.
What about you, David?
I'm going to be the party pooper. I'm not a fan of the Fantastic Four. They were not the comic books that I was reading. I was aware of the characters growing up, and I always felt like they were more concerned with the soap opera of the family dynamic than they were.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
And that didn't interest me reading about them when I was growing up, and so I kind of went into the movie with some middling expectations, and it never went anywhere from there. I mean, it was really cool to see Galactus portrayed correctly. That was awesome. That was fantastic. I did miss the fact that they didn't use the ultimate nullifier. I was like, oh, damn, I thought that would have been really cool. And the fact that the Watcher was such a big part of that Galactus coming to Earth, and they didn't do anything with that. So I was like, okay. But I did love the retro aesthetic. I thought the tech, the look of it, the style, I thought that was all very awesome. More of that, please. Let's see other planets and all that kind of stuff. That was one of the things that I liked about Multiverse of Madness with Doctor Strange is they would go to these different planets and you get to see, oh, this Earth does look different from this Earth. And so that was really cool. But I saw a video on YouTube from a fairly popular movie reviewer who just released another video about adjusting his review of Fantastic Four from the first time he did it, because the first time he reviewed it, he raved about it. He thought it was great. He didn't have any problems with it. And he said, I think I'm going to walk back a lot of what I said because of these reasons. And all of the reasons he laid out, I agreed with, because the Fantastic Four starts off as this can't do wrong superhero team, and they've solved all the world problems. They are America's sweethearts. They are the world's sweethearts. There's no Cold War. There's no strife. They just do these superhero things and everybody loves them. And when the movie ends, they're America's sweethearts. They're the world's sweethearts. They've solved all the problems and they haven't changed. Nothing. They don't grow in any sort of way. They just remain the same. So their character arcs is just a flat line. There's no rising or falling or them, getting better. They're just do good, can't do anything wrong guys. And that was the one thing that I did miss. The stuff that I didn't like in the Fantastic Four comic books, where they were always fighting with one another, where Ben and Johnny were always going, you're an asshole, blah, 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 blah. And they would have like these, knockdown dragouts and stuff. And Ben was always, dealing with his, look at me, I'm nobody's going to love me, this kind of thing. So there was no struggle. They had already conquered all of those demons. Yeah. So they got along like they didn't have any problems at all. Everybody was like, hey, let's have dinner every night and, And Herbie is from the cartoon. And I'm like, I don't care about Herbie. It's just a little, thing or whatever. But I mean, it was great to see a different take on the planet Earth in a different multiverse thread. It was interesting to see Reed have the same sort of problems and arc that Tony Stark has, where I've got to put a pseudo armor around the world. Everything needs to be protected. I need to solve this problem. So he has this sort of same ego problem that Tony Stark has, where it's like, it's all my fault. I've got to fix it. And I thought Pedro Pascal was great. I thought Vanessa Kirby was wonderful. It was hard to tell the guy who played Ben because he was all CGI'd, and so we didn't really get to see him doing a performance. I love the guy who played Johnny. He played my favorite character in the Stranger Things.
Yeah.
So, I
That
mean,
is Eddie, isn't it?
It
Eddie
is.
Allenson.
Yeah, yeah.
Holy shit! I just realized that.
But so for me, it was great. It was fun to watch, but I didn't think about it the next day.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm in the, yeah. I
You're in the opposite
understand what
camp,
you're
and
saying.
I get that. So, yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
I understand it all too. Yeah.
I mean, there was a little bit of growth, I guess, between Reed and Sue, where, you know, she was pissed at him for having to think about the fact that, you know, surrendering the baby to Galactus as an option to, you know, I always have to keep the worst case scenario in mind to figure out the problem.
Yeah,
kind of thing. And-
there was a dramatic tension moment, but
and-
at the end of the movie, they're walking away arm in arm. We're still a family. Everything's going to be great.
Sure. No, I know what you mean. And I just wonder, like you said, everything had been established. They had figured out all the problems that had been haunting them by the time this movie started. And it's kind of like with the Tom Holland Spider-Man, where they kind of spared us with the origin and all that stuff because we've seen it so many times already before. You know?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they glossed over some like really cool adventure stuff. Like, you know, we get to see the big monster coming up from underground. That was wonderful because everybody knows that comic book cover.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, they have the Mole Man, but he's not really doing any sort of Mole Man stuff.
Yeah, just a comedic
I guess there is the
sidekick.
moment where he tries to sink that building down into the ground or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
And that's cool. And then, you know, the Red Ghost has always been sort of like, again, a throwaway villain. What is this guy? He's got intelligent monkeys. I don't know. And, you know, I felt like we didn't really get to see a whole lot of Reed doing the stretchy kind of stuff. I mean, there was a lot of it at a lot more of it near the end. And when Galactus was like pulling apart like a piece of taffy, I was like, wow, is he going to snap?
yeah.
What happens if he snaps? You know, oh, wow, that's going to be gross.
Very gross.
Yeah. But
I know what you mean, but I enjoyed that. In the past films, I think when they try to put too much emphasis on his stretchability, it looks corny. I think to use it
When
too
he
much,
uses his body as a rope or something to hold stuff together, I'm right there with you.
If they use it too much,
it
it looks bad.
Yeah.
But it also depends how you do it, because in those Fox movies, you know, Reed's working on something. Say he's going to reach across the room to pick up a can of soda. They break the camera away from him and focus on the soda on the arm. They just they put it right
which
in
they
your
didn't
face.
do which they didn't do in this movie, because when
Not
he's
at
talking to
all.
the kids and he does it on the blackboard, it's
Yeah.
very subtle. You know, if you're not
Yeah.
looking for it, you kind of miss it.
Exactly.
But he does stretch his arm all the way out. So
That's what I loved about it. It was subtle when it was there. It looked good. It was there when it was necessary. Not kind of like in these other films. And they made his power his mind. He was the big brain. I think they even introduced it that way in the beginning during that opening montage. Like Johnny Storm, fire, the thing, rock, her invisible, him brain. You know, they never said anything about the stretching. So I loved that aspect of it. You're right, though. It is family heavy. It is a little... it's a different tone, for sure.
yeah, and for folks that are moms and dads, they would be right there with them about, I'm not going to give up my kid. I'm not going to do that.
Exactly. And I liked her speech saying, you know, I'm not going to give up Franklin for the world, but I'm not going to give up the world for him either. You know, we have to do this together.
Did they, and like I said, I haven't seen this yet. Did they expand on why Franklin is so important for any
Okay.
reason?
Oh, yeah.
They go into the fact that
Omega level mutant and kind of all that
well,
stuff.
I mean, what they say is that he, even in the womb, he's hiding his abilities from Reed by not allowing the equipment to read him correctly. Galactus reads him correctly, that he is this cosmic being.
Okay.
And the fact that he is born in, well, I don't want to spoil it for you, but I mean, he's born in space. He's born in space.
Okay.
Yeah. Which this could also lead to us getting Power Pack movie down the way, boys. Woo! Who isn't excited for that? What else?
It will be interesting to see how that plays off, like when they introduce the X-Men and stuff. I mean,
yeah, that's the thing. You know, everyone's talking about
Because
the
they've adjusted.
timelines and all that stuff ending, but I think it's just beginning with all the Secret War stuff, with the Doomsday stuff. Like, I think,
Well, I mean, you know, what I remember from the comic books was that Agatha Harkness had a lot to do with Franklin Richards, and they haven't done anything about that in the series or anything.
Yeah, wasn't she like the babysitter or something?
Yeah, I mean, they actually took him, and he lived in the Wundagore Mountains for like forever. They were hiding him, and I think Sue and Reed were trying to find him. It's like they kidnapped him or something because they understood what his potential was or whatever. I don't know. It's been so long since I read those stories, but that's how I was introduced to Agatha Harkness, was that she was this witch that was dealing with Franklin Richards and all that stuff.
Well, we're getting a series, or there already is a series of her out, right? Or was that just like a one season kind of a thing? Is it coming back?
Yeah,
I love that. That was a great series. That was
pretty good.
That was a lot of fun.
Really?
Yeah.
great casting for Death too, by the way.
Yeah.
God, yes.
It was fantastic.
Lady Death or who?
Yep.
Yeah.
Aubrey Plaza. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she would be perfect. Maybe I need to watch it then, because you guys keep saying that. So
The thing, and I'm kind of going off on a rabbit trail. The thing I'm really getting excited about is I'm still excited for Doom. Don't get me wrong, but introducing the X-Men, we're starting to talk like Franklin Richards. I would love to see like the big bad, like on down the road, be Onslaught, just because I remember growing up, like that was like the big like MC comic crossover where he took out like the Avengers, he took out like all these different people.
yeah, that was a whole summer event. I remember that, man. I had the Onslaught pinups hanging in my room. That was a very eventful comic summer, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Well, I mean, they are bringing Magneto and Professor Xavier in, so I mean, it's not impossible.
Well, we've already seen Beast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was this story with Onslaught? Just like it was just Magnus and Xavier's mind like somehow melded into this singular evil being, right?
Yeah, I think I don't remember all the details.
David, do you know?
No.
I just remember he fucking beat the shit out of Juggernaut, and that was like, oh wow.
Didn't he have like a huge like ship that landed right down in like Central Park? And I just remember this scene of him like standing on this balcony, like looking over Manhattan, and like heroes and villains like fighting alongside each other to take down the Sentinels and stuff. Because didn't he have control of the Sentinels too?
I think that was it. Yeah,
the
I just
Sentinels
remember
take
him being
Manhattan.
like,
That was such a good series. I think I still have those issues somewhere.
his original form being just like big jacked up Magneto, and then when he transformed with a huge skull face and just like this huge like Galactus level. Yeah, that was good, man.
Days. Yeah, but well, I'm excited to see what happens with. I'm curious just to see how the Fantastic Four end up in 616 at the end of like Thunderbolts, because you know there was a few times like when they're flying around that like black hole thing. I'm like, okay.
Well, there have been rumors that the ship you see flying in at the end of the Thunderbolts is not being piloted by the Fantastic Four.
Is our theory to who is? Why would they theorize that?
Well, I think the prevailing theory is that it's the guy that shows up at the end teaser of Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. I'm very excited for Doomsday, and I'm very excited for Secret Wars, but a little
I
worried
love how
too.
David was being subtle about it.
Well, I mean,
Oh no, I mean,
Yeah.
if anybody's
Randy
seen the
has
movie, you know
no
what I'm talking
idea.
about, so.
Oh no, I've seen the. I know all about it. We're good.
that was very
He has
sweet.
no
of you,
idea. He's
David,
clueless.
all the same.
Yeah.
But I'm so excited to see what happens, because it seems like based on the Russo brothers like posts that they put out, because I remember like during Endgame or Infinity they put out these really like cryptic, just a black and white photo of like them sitting in the studio, and you have to like really look around to get clues. And the one they did for this upcoming film looks like it's going to be like X-Men versus Avengers.
Yeah.
And like one of the sets looks like it's at the Xavier Mansion. So I don't know. It'd be pretty sweet.
They got to get this MCU X-Men team, on the screen so we know who we're going to be watching, is because it's not going to be the old Fox group.
Yeah, well, yeah, it is. I mean, Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart.
Well, yeah, you're right.
And they're fucking aging by the minute. Like, let's get this done, man.
We got AI. We can just do that.
That's true. De-age them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm excited.
Do you guys have a favorite moment from any of the MCU movies that just like still to this day gives you goosebumps? Do you have a moment from the movies that does that?
When Cap picked up the hammer in Endgame.
Yeah.
Still watching that last half hour of that movie, I'm just sitting there bawling. And excitement and stuff.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you. I just got me thinking. Go ahead.
Oh, I was done. Just that last half hour of the movie is always just so much excitement when Cap picks up the hammer, starts, owning Thanos a little bit, and Thor's just like, I knew it.
Yeah.
And then just when everyone comes back, then he finally does the Avengers Assemble, like after he teased us the last two movies before that, when he's like, Avengers, and then it cuts. You son of a bitch.
I wish he would have screamed it, though, instead of just like whispering to a huge group of people, assemble. Like, come on, fucking yell it.
They all
be a leader.
They get the earbuds in.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Everybody has the exact same Bluetooth in with the exact same phone call.
Because they've been really good about
Wakandan technology.
Painting some like, images from the movies and stuff that are just like, wow, that's really cool. That's why we used to read comic books, because some of the panels in the comic books were just like art that you wanted to put on a wall and say that stays there because that is a fantastic thing. Yeah. And the movies have done that so too. I mean, I keep coming back to the one that really kind of like makes me shiver every time I see it, is when finally Hugh Jackman pulls the cowl on.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, holy shit. Yes. Yeah. That's such a great moment. And, or, when Cap, pulls himself out of the dirt and does the thing and puts the shield on just stands. That's always a good one too, but.
Big one for me was at the end of, I loved a scene that I always remember. It was in Age of Ultron when they're all having their party, and then you just hear that, and Ultron like walks out and he gives his speech, and they're like, Ultron, is that you? He's like, in the flesh, or whatever this is, this chrysalis, and he's like just talking about how arrogant they are. I always think about that scene, and the last lines where he's like, I had strings, but now I'm free. There are no strings on me. That just always has stayed with me. But
that's all casting. That's James Spader, man.
He's so good, right?
Casting. It's all casting.
So good.
For me, I mean, definitely the Endgame stuff. But the part that I will always rewatch is the fight scene between Yelena and Haley Seinfeld's character in Hawkeye.
Kate Bishop?
Kate Bishop, thank you. Just from the elevator on, just that whole sequence, just the way those two play off each other.
That was a good series, the Hawkeye series.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I also love when we see Namor float down and sit on his throne, and he's got the big headdress on. That's a great, fantastic scene. So many great, like, singular moments from different films, but yeah, good stuff.
One of mine is at the end of No Way Home, when we finally have Spider-Man where he should be. You watch him go into his little tiny apartment. There's just a little police scanner. He's on his sewing machine, putting his suit together, and then swinging around with that blue and red, like having a shimmer to it. It looked like the comic book for the first time,
I was really, really hoping that in the Hawkeye series, before they knocked
I remember you saying this.
Before they knocked the tree over, if they would just have shown him swing by.
Yeah.
Nobody had to see him.
Yeah.
Just the audience would have been like,
hey, there he goes.
Yeah.
Because it was the exact same kind of time, right? Didn't that?
Yeah.
So much of the stuff is happening concurrently, and you don't even realize
I think in that end scene where Peter's swinging around the city, you see the sign for Rogers the Musical on a billboard.
You do, yeah.
It's the same section of time or whatever, but
because they go to that musical in the Hawkeye series. I forgot about that.
so bad.
So bad.
It's the worst thing about that series. That was the teaser at the end of the whole thing. They showed you that whole sequence. I'm like, no.
No, we don't need that. Not necessary, Marvel.
Now show us more stuff like when, Galactus stands up and his eyes light up. Boom.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. That's how I was selling this to Jack, David. Like because I went and saw it, but Jack couldn't go. And I was like, dude, you got to see Galactus. And I said, I don't want to spoil it, but I'm going to spoil this, and I told him exactly that. And I think he got a little bit of wood because he seemed pretty excited.
Even when I was sitting there watching it, once it finally came on streaming, I'm sitting there, I'm like, where's it at? And then all of a sudden,
I just love how they're looking like.
I watched it again last night because, like you said, it was on streaming.
Yeah.
And again, I had that feeling like, yeah, I'm not into this that much. But there's that wonderful moment when Galactus jumps down and he climbs out of the ocean and he takes a handful of dirt.
Yes, and like
he
smells
it. Yeah.
I'm like, that's a great moment. That's something really cool. So yeah.
They also released on YouTube behind the scenes videos, like extra stuff for the Fantastic Four since it's been released on streaming. Like we just had guys, you remember we just had Alex Hyde White on, who was Reed Richards from the 94 Fantastic Four, and they all had their cameos in it. Well, there's a whole featurette with them, their experience behind the scenes. But anyway, getting back to Galactus, they showed how they filmed that. And the guy, I can't remember his name who plays him, but he's
Ralph Ineson, I think.
Yeah, he's got that voice that they had to do such
his
little
voice. Yeah.
effect to his voice for that.
Did you guys
I
see
was
The Green
amazed.
Knight? Did you see the movie The Green Knight? He plays the Green Knight. He plays this big mythical green wooden creature, and it's his voice. So yeah,
I couldn't believe it. Like they showed a scene of them filming him against a green screen. Like he had the whole outfit on except for like the eyepiece. But I expected that voice to go through some heavy editing, and maybe it did to some degree, but not much.
No.
Oh,
he sounds exactly the same in Nosferatu.
oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
So, like you said before, David, just great casting, I guess. He looked amazing. He's everything you wanted him to be. Galactus was.
Didn't look ridiculous at all either for being live action, like you would think.
Have you guys watched the Ironheart series on Disney?
No.
Yes.
Was it good?
It's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I haven't thought about it since I watched it, but yeah, I had a good time with it. It was a great little character study about seeing how the character, walks the line between being a good guy and being a criminal. So it's really kind of cool.
Okay. See, that's an angle I would like to see. Because like I was talking about the Hulk or with the Widows earlier, like it just seemed kind of like taking shine off of Stark and Iron Man. That's like he can do all these incredible things, except for this kid across town in this garage. She can do it too,
You have to watch it simply because Mephisto's in it. So
yeah.
What?
That is my biggest barrier. How is, because I've seen Bruno, I've seen Borat.
Mephisto? What?
Does he come off like legit, like how Mephisto's supposed to be, or is it Sacha Baron Cohen?
I thought he was good.
Okay.
It leans, because of the way the lines are written and the way he's portraying it, it leans a little bit towards the Sacha Baron Cohen stuff. We don't get the look of the character like from the comic books.
Except for in the reflection of a spoon or something like that,
Yeah.
you get to see he's all red.
Yeah.
Because when I think Mephisto, I think menace.
Yeah.
And I just
Satan.
not in my.
He's Marvel's Satan.
Yeah.
And I just can't with Sacha Baron Cohen. But if you guys are saying it's worth it, I'll.
Well, the series itself, the story that goes through it, and what's the character's name? The Hood.
The Hood, yeah.
Yeah. It's a problem for the MCU because here's another thread you've introduced. When are we going to see this character again?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Well, didn't they say something about they're doing Ghost Rider at some point soon too?
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Well, they still haven't given us our freaking Blade movie. When?
Right.
Yeah.
Only one blade, David. Only ever going to be one blade.
Oh, be one.
And then I'll look exactly like Ryan Reynolds, and I'll look in the camera and go,
You know, the Marvel Zombies, the Blade that they modeled in Marvel Zombies was the guy that was gonna play Blade.
Marshala Ali. Yeah.
I enjoyed that series, surprisingly enough. I just started
Only
on a
4 episodes long or something like that. So
yeah, it was a perfect length. I enjoyed it. Did you guys like it?
I didn't make it all the way through. I think I had probably.
It's only
fell
4
asleep.
episodes long.
I think I was like, why are they doing this? Didn't we already have this in the whole What If? Didn't they do that? They had an whole zombie episode of What If.
They did, yeah.
Oh, is that
It was
not
just
what
a
this
Halloween
was?
thing. I think it was just a Halloween thing, like when they did the.
It's an
whatchamacallit?
expanded version of that What If episode because Ant-Man is still just like a head in a jar, that kind of thing.
Yeah, with the strange cape on him. I didn't understand that, but I guess because I don't remember. I didn't watch all the What If series.
What?
I think I just watched the ending. Maybe I did, because wasn't Thor like a real jockey kind of bro? And wasn't Black Panther was Star-Lord, right?
And the first one, the first season of it. I didn't watch the other two. I tried starting on the second one.
What if T'Challa ended up being Star-Lord? So
Yeah.
So what? So there's a whole second season that has completely different.
I think there's 3 seasons.
I think there is 3 seasons now, yeah.
Oh, wow, I'm behind. Okay, maybe I'll look into that. Because I really enjoyed Vision Ultron having all the stones. Like that was
great. That was my favorite episode.
The fight between the Watcher and that character is fantastic.
Where he like breaks through the realm of reality and like can see between worlds and shit.
Really cool.
Now, was that that is obviously the same Watcher then who came and warned the Fantastic Four about Galactus, right? Has to be. I mean, there's only one Watcher per planet, and if he's the one here.
And
right?
the guy that voices the Watcher is, a great actor, and they should, bring him, and we've already seen the Watchers in live action because I forget what movie it is. Stan Lee was sitting on the moon with
talking to him. Yeah,
that wasn't it a Guardians movie or something?
I think it might have been a Guardians.
Was it Guardians 2?
Might have been.
Was it Keith David that did the voice in the animated?
I believe so.
No. It was.
Was it?
No, it sounds like Keith David if it isn't.
Yeah, he does.
What's his name? I'm gonna make me look it up.
Sorry. The power of the interwebs.
Was it ever explained while you're looking that up why the Watcher broke his code to never interfere, to warn the Fantastic Four of Galactus is coming?
You didn't want to get in on it.
What?
I don't want part of this.
Okay. I retract my question.
Jeffrey Wright is the actor that plays him in the.
Okay, I know that
series. Yeah, Jeffrey Wright.
Okay.
Do you have any answer to that question, David? Do you have any idea why the Watcher decided to intervene with Earth's affairs and warn the Fantastic Four about Galactus, or does that just
does that tie back to like What If? Because he kind of had that same moral dilemma in the What If series, at least the first season.
I would have to actually go back and read the Fantastic Four comic book about why he broke that rule, and I can't remember if he was punished for that or not.
I think he was. I just don't remember how. But then I felt like he got killed in like 2013. Remember, Jack, the original Sin series? Like, wasn't he dead with his eyes ripped out?
Yeah, when Fury did it, didn't he?
Yeah, he took his eyes to see everything that he had witnessed or something. I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a foxhole that we can only go down with David. Shit. Well, guys, at this point, I don't know if we have time for Superman. Plus, it's, David hasn't seen it. I mean, it was good. It was. I loved it. Everybody else?
I don't know why I didn't go see it in the theater. I was like, it's playing. I should go see it. But I didn't. And I couldn't bring myself to. I think it had a lot to do with the fact that I see a lot of these movies by myself. And at that point, I was like, I don't want to go see another movie by myself.
Yeah.
And and because I rarely get to talk about them afterwards. I rarely get to discuss them with anybody afterwards because it's just me. So I really enjoy being asked to come on and talk about these stuff with you guys. So thank you for that. I think I appreciate that so much. But at that point, at time, I was just like, I just can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't sit through another punch 'em up superhero movie. And I love James Gunn, and everything looked really great about Superman. I love the trailer of him rescuing the girl with all of the canisters flying around and him doing all of the things that I like Superman for. I just couldn't bring myself to see it in the theater. And
I've seen it about 5 times.
Yeah.
God damn, son.
I love that movie. I thought it was
I guess
so
you must.
good.
5
It's all
times.
Mr.
Wow.
It's all Mr. Terrific too, I think.
I think the thing
He's
I've seen the
awesome.
most is Alan Tudyk's improvisation about "So is Gary."
Yeah.
It just cracks up Corey
Yes.
Sweat so much. I'm like,
I love
seeing
those
the
thoughts.
outtake when he starts busting up laughing
Yeah.
about it.
I saw somebody online who used their 3D printer and found like all the parts to one of those animatronic, those droid things, and has the whole thing printed, put a light in its face. It looks like it walked out of the screen. It looks so
Wow.
cool.
Wow.
But yeah, they were really cool. What I loved about that film really quick was just about how his parents' message. Oh, David hasn't. I'm not.
no,
gonna say,
I know all about it. I know the twist, so you're not spoiling anything. for me.
Okay. Well, the fact that his parents' message once decoded was you are to go there and rule over them. Like, I love that there was some like sinister.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love that angle to it, and that he decided I'm not doing that, obviously, and that he replaced that message with John.
Well, I
and
mean,
Martha's.
that's a storyline that they've explored a number of times. Like, what was it, Red Sun, where he ended up landing in communist or
all Soviet
communist-
Russia. Yeah.
and he becomes like the Soviet Superman or whatever. So they've had this sort of like twist on the character for a while that he's supposed to be this Ubermensch. Authoritarian, you do what I say, or I'll punch you through the world kind of thing.
So they did the Dragon Ball Z arc on him. Okay.
I've just never followed DC as much as I have Marvel, so I guess I wasn't very aware of that. I mean, I felt like that was kind of like just a what if on Superman, but I don't know. I enjoyed the film. No, very little gripes with it. I didn't like at the end when Mr. Terrific just kind of punched a few buttons and like this huge rift, like interdimensional rift ripping the world apart, just like starts to reverse itself just from a few computer taps. Like, come on. That seemed a
Well,
little
yeah, the
easy.
code. The code was there in those computers. That's why he had to go there and do it. Because
Well, they were probably Wakandan computers too, right?
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna say it was Wakanda Tech.
I'm sorry, David. I saw him coming into. I didn't. Oh, I'm sorry. I feel like a dickhead now.
Oh no!
Oh shit.
Great minds think alike. So there you go.
There we go. That's what we'll have to settle with, I guess. But other than that, the only other 2 movies I was going to touch on quick were The Conjuring: Last Rites. That's the 4th Conjuring film. I'm not huge on horror films, but I enjoyed the first 3 Conjuring. This one was. They keep making it like this is the one that made him quit, the biggest of the bad, and it was like the most anticlimactic film ever. And of course, I'm a Jurassic Park fan, rather.
Again, another movie I haven't seen. So
Don't waste your time, David. I couldn't
started
keep myself
watching it.
interested to save my life. I kept dozing off. They want you to care about a bunch of characters you don't give a fuck about. They don't give you any reason to give a fuck. And even if you
Scarlett
did,
Johansson.
who gives a shit? And even if you did, the big thing at the end was so fucking stupid, the D-Rex, that you'll be mad that you wasted an hour and a half, 2 hours of your day on it, David. Don't waste your time, man.
What I'm hearing is Jeremy wants a big D-Rex to go with his collection.
No.
That's what I'm hearing.
I heard it's got the name Jurassic Park, but it is not a Jurassic Park movie.
No. It's so
Even less
fucking
than
stupid.
the last
and
one.
what they also did, okay, so Jurassic World was, the dinosaurs escaping the island. Now we're mainland, taking over. It's a world with people and dinosaurs living together. What this movie has said now, well, because the climates in the world, have changed so frequently, yada, yada, it's killed off all the dinosaurs except for around the equator. So now it's
where it's
hardly a
temperate.
Jurassic World. Jurassic Equator, maybe. Like, I don't get it. Like, you had such a great story there. Watching humans and dinosaurs coexist, you know, how they evolved together. And I'm getting pissed again.
Well, they even said that people were over it pretty much. They got their fill of dinosaurs being alive. So
even the characters are in the movie are saying people don't give a fuck about dinosaurs anymore. It's the truth. That's what happened.
One of my favorite things about
that's the thing about Jurassic Park. If dinosaurs did come back, they would not survive because the human race would just eat them.
Yeah.
Or find some way to just, I mean, we have helicopters with
RPG guns.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I get it. But they're blaming it on climate. Of course it would be the humans. It was like, well, this can't stand. We got to get the kids to school tomorrow. Let's go mow down that T-Rex really quick.
Yeah, because I've seen the Flintstones and I want a big pack of ribs on my car.
So we just devolve right back into bedrock.
Yeah, exactly.
Now that I would watch.
One of my favorite things about doing this show is the You Know What Grinds My Gears Jurassic Park edition with Jeremy Colley.
I saw your head fall into your hands when I started.
It's bugs, guys. It's not dinosaurs. It's about bugs.
Oh, man. I don't know how you could fuck it up so bad. I think, David, you said earlier in this episode, would you want to be the one sitting there making the decisions? Yes. Fuck yes. I could do better than that. With what they've... Oh, okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, those are our movies from the last year. Have we missed anything? Are there any films that we should be addressing that haven't?
What other superhero stuff came out? I mean,
it doesn't even have to be superhero. Oh, Peacemaker was great.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have HBO Max, so I can't watch it. And again, I know that some of that tied in with the Superman movie because I think doesn't Lex have a cameo in
He does. So does like Hawk Girl and Guy Gardner, but they're just so quick and kind of insignificant. It's just to get people in the seats. It was so good, but man, it when the season ended, it ended on a huge cliffhanger for no season 3 to be coming. It's just like, why? It was like the end of My Name is Earl, how it just got canceled like mid-season and on this big cliffhanger you never got an answer to.
It's because they're expanding the story, not with Peacemaker, but with the rest.
Eventually, everybody gets Kanged. Everybody gets Kanged.
That is a great note to end on. And great words of wisdom. I mean, just for life, even outside the movies, everybody gets Kanged eventually, right? I feel like I get Kanged every day. I got Kanged hard today.
Oof.
Yeah, I did. But I'm not going to bore you with those details. I want to thank everybody for watching this, and we'd like to know your opinions. Let us know in the comments or on social media what your thoughts of the movies we were talking about are, whether they be good or bad, or if there's a film we skipped over. Because I feel like there probably is. I feel like I saw more films in the theater this year than we're talking about here.
Sinners
was fantastic.
Absolutely.
I haven't seen that one yet, but I've heard it was good.
Weapons?
I did not go see that, but
that was a strange one. It was pretty good though.
Was that a like a Jordan Peele movie or a
Weapons? No. I got a couple good jump scares and uneasy feelings from that one, and that usually takes quite a bit, especially sitting at home watching it.
Is that horror? Is that a horror film?
It stars the same actress who played the Silver Surfer. So.
Oh, really?
Does it? Okay. It does. Okay, yeah, it is. I thought she looked familiar.
Yeah, she's from Ozark.
This wasn't quite as shining.
Her character in that is just...
Now she literally had the shine taken off. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us for our movie reviews. Again, let us know your opinions. But until next time, Jack, why don't you tell these people where they can find us?
Go to cannedairpodcast.com where you can check out the show, check out our old episodes, see some of our special guests, buy some merch, become a patron, and if you'd like to be a guest and promote your work, send us an email on our contacts page.
1212. And check us out on our social media listed above here. And the website Jack was just talking about, cannedairpodcast.com. There's a merch page on there and a link to our Patreon page. 2 ways for you to give us a little bit of your support, a few of your dollars, and get something in return, whether it be a t-shirt, mug, hat, hoodie, or just extra content. 5 years worth of extra content. Hours of extra content, $5 a month, people. How can you go wrong? How can you go wrong? And Randy, what do we got next?
No matter how you're getting your candor fix, just give us a like, leave us a review, share it with your friends, share it with your neighbors. Every little bit helps. And huge shout out to evergreenpodcast.com, the network we are so proud to be a part of.
There it is. And David, once again, thank you for being here. Like you said, thank us for giving you this opportunity. Thank you, because again, we love nerding out with you on these topics, on comics. And I think people can see the kind of foxholes we go down when we get with you and talk these things. But thank you. And do you want to tell people your social media and if you have any upcoming appearances, anything like that?
You can find me on Instagram at djfielding_Zordon or on Bluesky.
There we go. And I'll have those links listed below. Send me a link to the Bluesky. What is that exactly? I'm so behind on the time.
It's another
It's
like Twitter.
Like Twitter, yeah.
Yeah.
There's another one? Oh no. I'm getting eaten up by this social media beast, man. I can't keep up with one. But anyway, yeah, shoot me a link to that. I'll put that in the description. And I think that's it. So, David, once again, thank you for being here. Everyone at home, thank you for watching. Be excellent to each other.